Hello, sixth graders. All right, so we just finished a unit last week on the author's purpose and author's point of view. So we're starting a new one this week. Yesterday, you took a pretest that asked you some questions. Today, we're going to go over the notes on that pretest so you will understand some of those questions if you did not understand them yesterday. Some of them might have been simple for you, some of them might have been a little bit difficult because these aren't things that we have covered. So let's go over some of the notes. You will need these. Grab a notebook. I want you to write these down or store them somehow. If you want to store them on your iPad, that's totally fine. However, it is proven that you remember things better if you write it down. So I'm going to suggest you do it that way. But however you need to do it, make sure you can refer back to this information, whether it's the video, some information on your iPad, or handwritten notes. Whatever it is, make sure you have something, okay? All right. So our next unit is going to be on analyzing text. So we're going to be able to analyze how a particular sentence, paragraph, chapter, or section fits into the overall structure of a text and contributes to the development of ideas. Analyze, that's a key word here. We're going to be defining that later. Please don't worry about writing anything down when we get to the actual terms part. That's when I want you to write something down. So just hang with me for a minute, okay? All right. So we're going to look specifically at a sentence, paragraph, chapter, or section. So maybe how a sentence fits into an article, or how a chapter fits into the overall novel, or how a paragraph fits into a passage that we're reading, or something like that. Okay? Okay, these are our goals. Again, don't worry about writing this down yet. We want to be able to analyze how it fits in. That was basically what was stated on the first slide. You can refer to that. We also will be able to compare and contrast the overall structure. So we might be looking at one text that is structured one way and another that is structured another way. Okay. So these terms right here, chronology, comparison, cause effect, and problem solution. Those are going to be identified on the next slide, and those are the things I want you to write down. Keep those in mind because those are the different structures that we are going to be studying. Okay, lastly, organize the structure an author uses. So what one of these four things does the author use to organize the text, including the major sections and how they contribute to the whole and to the development of ideas. This is where you need to write or record in one way or another. Our first term is text structure. Okay, that's what we're studying, how the author organizes a text. Okay, so we have chronologically. Sequence and chronologically are kind of similar. I don't want you to get confused there. So focus more on this one, chronologically. Then we have cause and effect, problem and solution, and compare and contrast. Analyze, that is what we are doing. We will be analyzing the text structures, okay? That's examine methodically and in detail the constitution or structure, typically for the purpose of explanation or interpretation. So if we can better examine or analyze the text, then we should be able to better explain or interpret the text. And be able to pick apart pieces and tell you specific things about specific parts. Okay. Here are our four, let's see, I'm going to go back to this one. Okay, we might get chronologically twice, but let's go there first. Our first way of organizing a text is chronologically. So chronological is to record events explained in an order in which they occur. Again, you can also use the sequence. So a lot of times you see dates and times. You see this happened first on such and such date. Then this happened on a later date. And then it just kind of moves through a story or a timeline of something that happened. So chronological is our first way of organizing a text. Our second way is cause and effect. The principle of causation, when one event occurs because of another. We could talk about the coronavirus here. If you read about the coronavirus and how it hit the United States, that would be something that happened, a cause, right? The effect would be that all of us had to start going to school online. People were working online, that we couldn't go to the stores without masks and gloves. Those would be some of the effects. All right. Problem solution. This is our third text structure. This is would present an issue and show how it is resolved. So if the issue is that your grass is dry, then you're going to tell how you're going to resolve it. You're going to change your watering patterns. You're going to water the roots deeper or something like that, a way to resolve a problem. And our last one, oh, there's chronological again, just skip that one. Compare and contrast. This is the evaluation of similarities and differences, okay? Compare and contrast. So in a text like this, we talk about potato chips and Doritos, right? So that would be comparing what Doritos are like and what potato chips are like. They're going to say how they're similar. They're both chips, but one is made of a corn type material and one is made of potatoes, okay? Compare, contrast. Those are your terms. Okay, remember you have the 4 ways to outline it that an author can structure their text. Okay. Now, we are going to go over the pretest, which you took yesterday. Just a heads up, the pretest was graded based on participation. So if you took the test, you got full credit. Okay, it doesn't really matter how well you performed because these are things that you have not gone over yet. Some of them are. Some of them you will recognize and should have known how to answer. But please pay attention, follow me along with the review of the pretest, because this could help you on further assignments or tests that you will be graded on how well you do on that test. Okay, so this one, it was about brackish water, seawater. It says, how is this text organized? If you notice right here, this sentence says the difference between the 3, salt, fresh, and brackish water. So you know right there that you're comparing the 3 types of water, right? That is therefore a compare and contrast. That would have been the correct answer there. Okay, question 2 and 3. So let's move this. Sorry, can't ever get this in the right place. Okay, in text 1, the sentence, they occur where the land and ocean meet and create sort of buffer zone to protect the land from storm surges such as hurricanes, occurs in this paragraph in order to. So why do we have this sentence? Why do we have this sentence? Well, basically, this sentence explains the function of mangroves, okay? It defines mangroves a little bit earlier, so you know that it's not that. You know that it's not a habitat to many, well, that is not the main point of why they're saying this. So really what it is it explains the functions of mangroves. The central idea of text 1. Central idea, we've gone over main and central idea a lot of times. And if you remember, you can refer back to the title of something or the first sentence of something. So let's go back. The title of this is brackish water, seawater, right here. That could be a good clue. Now, fast forward to question 3. So our answer there is to explain what brackish water is. So we're talking about brackish water. Okay. Now, question 4. This one was the one about Brooklyn Bridge in New York. How is this one organized? If you notice, you will see lots of dates in here. 1867, a later date, 1869, a later date, 1883. So this one is organized chronologically, gives you the sequence in which the things happened. That will help you on question 5. How can the reader determine the structure of text 2? So you're identifying the sequence of events identified by specific dates. That one would have been that answer. Number 6, in text 2, what is the purpose for stating for many years it remained the tallest structure in the Western world? If you remember, the text talked a lot about the sacrifices, the time that it took. So it is trying to show the impressiveness and extreme nature of the bridge. Okay, last one. Sorry about this typo right there. This is questions 5 and 6. Last one. Common thread between the 2 passages. This is an easy one because you can use the process of elimination easily. You know the brackish water is not man-made. You can eliminate this one. Both explain man-made constructs. That's not true. Both are informational texts about the mentioned bodies of water. Okay, we do have 2 bodies of water. Let's hold on to that one. Both mention John Roebling. John Roebling is just mentioned in the bridge, so we can eliminate that one. Both explain Florida projects and issues. Brooklyn Bridge is not in Florida, right? It's in New York. So we can eliminate that one. And we know that this one is the correct answer. Okay, so that is a review of the test with some terms that should help you through the remainder of this unit. Please, please, please make sure that you have them stored somewhere. Refer back to them. Refer back to this video, whatever helps you. And if you have questions, please, please, please feel free to shoot me a message, and I will be happy to help. Okay, thanks so much, and have an awesome, awesome day.